Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Daily English Talks. Today, we're going to dive deeply into something many English learners find challenging: prepositions. Specifically, we'll master the use of in, on, and at. You've probably wondered many times about when to use these words correctly in everyday conversations. Maybe you hesitate before saying phrases like in the morning, on Monday, or at night. If you've experienced confusion with these tiny but crucial words, you're definitely not alone. In today's video, I'll guide you step by step through these prepositions in a slow, calm, and clear manner, making it easy for you to understand and practice. We'll use plenty of real-life examples and practice exercises, so by the end of this session, you'll feel much more confident about choosing the correct preposition naturally in your conversations. So, relax, listen closely, and let's make English prepositions easy together. Let's get started. Let's begin with the word in. This small word might look simple, but it carries powerful meaning and is used in many daily situations. We use in to talk about something that is inside, something enclosed or within boundaries. Think of a box. If you put your phone inside the box, you say, "The phone is in the box." Now imagine your keys are in your bag. You would say, "The keys are in the bag." Very simple, right? But in is not only used for physical locations. We also use it for time, especially for longer periods like months, years, and centuries. For example, in July, in 2025, in the 21st century. Let's say this slowly together. I was born in July. One more time. I was born in July. Repeat after me. She started school in 2010. Very good. These kinds of phrases come up all the time in daily life, so let's build your fluency with more examples. Imagine you're talking about or plans. You can say, "I'm going on vacation in December," or "We will visit our grandparents in the summer." Notice the use of in with general periods of time. When you talk about time in a broader sense, in is usually the right choice. Let's try shadowing a few more together. Repeat after me. The flowers bloom in spring. Again, the flowers bloom in spring. One more. I like to travel in winter. Feel the rhythm of how the phrase flows, soft and natural. Now let's practice with places. Say this with me. I live in New York. Again, I live in New York. You can also say, she works in a hospital. They are in the car. My wallet is in my jacket. All of these examples show something or someone being inside or within a place. Let's do a quick daily routine using in. Listen and repeat slowly with me. I wake up in the morning. I brush my teeth in the bathroom. I have coffee in the kitchen. I work in the office. I relax in the living room. I sleep in my bed. You can even make your own daily routine by following this pattern. It's a great way to build habits with prepositions. And remember, fluency is not about speed. It's about being calm, clear, and confident. Now let's mix things a little. I will say a few full sentences using in, and I want you to repeat each one after me. Think about the meaning as you speak. I found a letter in the mailbox. There's milk in the fridge. He's in the meeting room. She put the money in her purse. We had dinner in a restaurant. They live in an apartment. My phone is in my pocket. These are real, everyday sentences you might say or hear. Shadowing them helps train your mouth and your mind together. Let's do a mini conversation. Listen carefully and repeat each sentence. Where is the event? It's at the community center. Where are your notes? They're in the folder. Where's your jacket? It's on the hook by the door. Where will you be at 6 p.m.? I'll be at home. Keep practicing this rhythm. It strengthens your fluency like small steps strengthening a long walk. Now let's describe a soft evening together, imagining a time of rest and comfort. Repeat after me, letting your voice follow the gentle pace. It's quiet in the house. A small candle is on the shelf. My phone is in another room. I'm sitting at the window, looking outside. There's soft music in the background. I place a warm drink on the table beside me. My favorite book is open in my hands. Time feels slow, and my mind is at peace. This is how your voice begins to move from structure to flow, from practice to presence. Now, let's do a short creativity exercise. I'll give you sentence starters, and you complete them with your own truth. Think about your life and speak it in English. In the morning, I like to. There is always a notebook on my. At lunch, I often. In my bag, I keep. I sit at my desk when I want to. There are keys in my. At night, I. Feel free to speak your answers out loud. You can even write them in a journal and come back to read them aloud again later. This is how English becomes personal. It's not just about rules. It's about you expressing yourself in your own life. Let's finish this section with soft, confidence-building thoughts. These lines help you stay grounded while building fluency. Repeat after me slowly and kindly. I am learning every day. I trust in slow progress. I speak at my own rhythm. My words are in alignment with my heart. I grow with each sentence. My voice matters in every language. There is no rush, just presence. I find peace in my practice. I am exactly where I need to be. You are building not only language, but connection, expression, and peace within each word. Let's come back to where we began. Sitting in a calm space, gently learning, speaking slowly, and trusting the process. You've spent this time learning how to use the prepositions in, on, and at in your daily life, in your speech, and in your thoughts. These words may seem small, but they are powerful. They hold your stories, your memories, your future conversations. And now they live in your voice. Let's begin by softly reviewing them through a story that blends real-life rhythm and emotional fluency. Imagine a quiet day with simple moments and soft focus. Repeat slowly with me. I wake up at 7 a.m. There's light in the window. My slippers are on the floor beside the bed. I sit at the edge of the bed and stretch slowly. There's peace in my body. I walk into the kitchen. The kettle is on the stove. I find my favorite mug in the cupboard. Tea leaves are in the jar. At 7:10, I pour hot water into the cup. The smell rises in the air. I sit at the table with a notebook on the surface and a pen in my hand. My thoughts are in the moment. Outside, birds are singing on the trees. A cat sits at the doorstep. The day begins with silence and space. These moments, these images, are how fluency takes root. You are not just repeating rules, you are building a quiet, confident voice. Now let's practice one more reflection-based repetition cycle, combining in, on, and at to describe space, time, feelings, and thought. Repeat after me slowly and focus not just on the words, but on the feeling behind them. I live in a quiet place. There is art on the wall. I feel peace at home. Books are stacked in my room. My phone is on the charger. The window is open at night. My voice lives in my heart. My learning is on schedule. My confidence is in motion. There's a quiet feeling in the air. I hear soft music in the background. At this moment, I am still. These are moments where grammar becomes invisible and meaning becomes everything. That's the fluency you are growing into, step by step, word by word. Now it's time to speak a little story of your own. You can follow this pattern and fill it with your truth. In the morning, on the table, I saw. At noon, I went to. In the afternoon, on my walk, I noticed. At night, I. Try to finish each line using your actual experience. Speak it out loud or write it down. Repeat it slowly and calmly. This is how your English becomes not just practiced, but lived. Let's begin by gently settling into this moment. Close your eyes for a second and take a breath. Now open them slowly and notice what's around you. What can you see? What can you touch? What do you hear? Now let's speak those observations in English, using calm, clear prepositions to express each part of the world around you. There is a clock on the wall. The air feels quiet in the room. My notebook is in front of me. A soft light is on the desk. I am sitting at the center of this space. There is a pen in my hand. I place my focus on this sentence. My thoughts are at peace. Feel the language move through you, not rushed, not forced, just flowing naturally with your environment. Now let's build a little story about a peaceful morning. Repeat slowly with me, phrase by phrase, and let your imagination fill in the details. I wake up in the morning and look out the window. The sun is already in the sky. I walk into the kitchen and make tea. There's a quiet breeze in the air. I place the cup on the small table near the window. There's a candle on the shelf and a plant in the corner. I sit at the table with my notebook open. Birds are singing on the fence outside. My phone is in silent mode. My heart feels calm at this time of day. These moments are not only beautiful, They are also full of real, fluent English patterns that stay with you as you speak more naturally over time. Let's move into gentle repetition again with a practice called location reflection. This means describing where things are right now in your space. Think of 5 objects around you. I'll guide you with the beginning of each sentence. You complete the thought softly in English. My phone is. There is a cup. The light is. My bag is. I'm sitting at. Now let's do it together with new examples. Repeat with me, slowly and clearly. My phone is on the chair. There is a cup on the counter. The light is in the hallway. My bag is in the corner of the room. I'm sitting at my desk with my notebook open. The beauty of this exercise is that you can do it anytime, wherever you are. Fluency lives in observation. Let's now return to more reflective sentences, ones that use in, on, and at, not just for physical space, but for describing your emotional or mental space as well. Repeat after me. I am in a moment of growth. My goals are on the horizon. I am standing at the edge of a new beginning. My thoughts are in motion. I keep my attention on progress. I arrive at understanding through practice. There is peace in the way I learn. I stay on track by showing up daily. I am in tune with my voice. These aren't just sentences, they're statements of belief expressed in real English rhythm. Let's continue now with question-answer rhythm, a simple and powerful way to improve your automatic speaking ability. Repeat both the questions and the answers after me, slowly. Where is your journal? It's in my bag. Where is the clock? It's on the wall. Where do you sit to study? I sit at the kitchen table. Where is the remote? It's on the couch. Where is your passport? It's in the drawer, nightstand. I read a few pages in my book. The light is soft in the room. My phone is in the charger. The clock says it's almost 10. I lie in bed and take a deep breath. My mind becomes quiet. I feel at rest. Simple routines like this can be used to train your fluency with language that feels familiar, safe, and honest. Let's now go into a short self-dialogue for practice. You'll repeat both the question and the answer slowly, letting each sentence settle in your voice. Where's your notebook? It's in my backpack. Where are your shoes? They're on the mat near the door. Where's your favorite book? It's on the shelf in my room. Where do you sleep? I sleep in my bedroom at the back of the house. Where is your phone? It's on the table next to the bed. Where is your focus right now? It's in this practice, in this moment. These questions may sound simple, but the answers are powerful tools for mastering rhythm, confidence, and real-world use. Now let's create a little journey together. You leave your home and go to the bookstore, then meet a friend, and return home in the evening. Repeat this soft, imagined story with me. At 10 a.m., I leave my apartment. My keys are in my bag. My headphones are on my head. I walk on the quiet street. The sky is blue, and the sun is in the sky. I stop at the bookstore near the park. There are new books on the front table. I find a novel and read a few pages. At noon, I meet my friend at the coffee shop. We sit on the outdoor bench and talk. At 1:30, we say goodbye and I walk back home. At home, I leave my bag on the chair and take off my shoes. I sit in the living room and rest in the quiet. You see how many prepositions are used in one simple journey. This is why practicing with real-life stories matter so much. It shows you the natural structure of how English works. Let's now do a soft fill-in-the-blank exercise. I'll speak a sentence with a blank. You try to guess the missing word, either in, on, or at. Then I'll say the full version and you repeat it after me. The spoon is the drawer. Did you say in? That's right. The spoon is in the drawer. Now repeat it with me slowly. She's waiting at the bus stop. That's at. She's waiting at the bus stop. There's a picture on the wall. Correct. On. There's a picture on the wall. My keys are my coat pocket. That's in. My keys are in my coat pocket. He's speaking outside the phone. Yes, on. He's speaking on the phone. She arrived 6 p.m. That's at. She arrived at 6 p.m. Keep practicing this whenever you can. It helps your brain choose the right word naturally. Now, let's return to some soft affirmations using our prepositions. These are calm sentences that help you speak through belief and emotion. Repeat them gently after me. My focus is in the present moment. My energy is on learning. My trust is at the center of my growth. I stay in alignment with my values. I write my ideas on paper. I speak with calm at all times. My words are in harmony with my heart. My practice is on track. My success is already in motion. You're not just saying grammar rules, you're expressing personal truth using fluent, mindful English. Let's continue with a few sentences about personal space and comfort. These are helpful for casual conversation and emotional vocabulary. I feel safe in my room. There's a soft light on the shelf. The window is open and the air is fresh. A blanket is on the couch. Books are stacked on the table. I sit at the corner and breathe. Let's go deeper into personal storytelling now. Think about something you did yesterday or a day you remember clearly. Start your sentences using our prepositions. Say things like, in the morning, I, on the way to work, I, at lunch, I, in the evening, I, on the couch, I, at night, I. Even if it's just one sentence at a time, these are building blocks of fluency. Try creating a few lines now in your mind. Then speak them aloud. The more real they are to you, the easier they will stay in your memory and become part of your voice. Now let's move into calm affirmation and soft mindset phrases, perfect for shadowing practice and emotional connection. Repeat after me with intention and breath. I place my energy on learning. I keep my heart in the right place. I stay at peace with my pace. I focus on the present moment. My strength is in my patience. My ideas are on paper. I arrive at growth through effort. I trust the journey I'm on. These affirmations use our target prepositions in a way that blends grammar with inner calm. That's how fluency should feel, like confidence growing from the inside out. Now let's shift to describing places. Think about places in your home, your town, your school, or your favorite cafe. I'll guide you with sentence frames. Fill in the details with your own thoughts if you can. There's a plant in the... My keys are on the... I often sit at the... My books are in the... There's a clock on the... I usually rest at the... My phone is in the... There's a photo on the... You can use real places or imaginary ones. This is how you begin creating fluent descriptions that don't need translating. You think directly in English. Let's go through another mini scene and build our fluency together. Repeat every sentence slowly and picture it fully in your mind. I walk into my room and close the door. There is a candle on the nightstand. My headphones are in the drawer. There's a sweater on the chair. I sit at the desk and write in my journal. Outside the window, the sky is turning gold. I sip tea from the mug on the coaster. At 6 p.m., I stop everything and breathe deeply. The light is soft, and I feel at peace. These types of practices build not only English skill, but emotional clarity and rhythm in speaking. Let's end this part with some soft sentence breathing. Speak each one slowly with calm and presence. I am learning English in my own way. I place my time on what matters. I sit in silence and listen. I speak at my own pace. I grow in rhythm, not in rush. I believe in slow and steady practice. My words are forming clearly. I am becoming fluent by being present. You are building something beautiful. Your voice, your rhythm, your expression, it's all coming together, one gentle sentence at a time. Let's begin this part by focusing on slow reflection. When you speak with presence, you're not just practicing words, you're shaping your voice, your rhythm, and your inner trust in the language. Now gently think of a peaceful evening. You're at home, the sky is darkening, and the world is slowing down. Let's begin describing it together, one thought at a time. I'm sitting at my window, looking out at the night. There are small lights in the distance. My favorite cup is on the windowsill. There's warmth in the room. I have music playing on my speaker. I feel calm at this moment. A notebook is resting on the table. There's a pen in my hand. My mind is filled with quiet thoughts. These kinds of phrases help you speak through images and emotions. This is where your fluency becomes alive. Now, let's move into gentle practice by imagining what you might do before going to sleep. Repeat these sentences slowly, letting the rhythm guide your voice. I wash my face in the bathroom. I place my phone on silent. There's a glass of water on the... There are documents, the folder. In the folder. We are meeting 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. She is waiting. The bus stop. At the bus stop. The photos are the wall. On the wall. Great work. These kinds of gentle exercises help you develop real-time fluency, the kind that lets you speak naturally and without fear. Let's close this section with a few peaceful sentences to breathe with. Repeat after me, letting your voice settle into a steady, soft tone. I learn English in small steps. I stay on track by practicing daily. I arrive at new understanding each time I speak. I listen carefully and repeat slowly. My English is improving at a calm pace. I am building confidence with every breath. I feel supported in my journey. I am proud of every small win. You are doing beautifully. Keep speaking, keep listening, and keep trusting your path. Let's begin again with breath and awareness. Take a moment to notice where you are right now. Are you sitting in a chair? Is your phone on the table? Are you listening at home or at work? This is how English lives, not only in books, but in the quiet spaces of your daily life. When you begin noticing your world through English words, your fluency becomes more than practice. It becomes presence. Let's speak through your surroundings now. Repeat these thoughts slowly with me. I'm sitting in a chair. There's a book on the desk. My bag is in the corner. A cup is on the table. I'm at my desk, ready to learn. My thoughts are in the moment. My phone is in my pocket. I place my focus on English. These soft sentences help anchor your learning in the present. Now let's take a gentle walk through your afternoon routine. Picture the actions and repeat them slowly with a steady breath. At noon, I eat lunch in the kitchen. My plate is on the table. There's fruit in the bowl. I check the time on the clock. I wash the dishes in the sink. Then I sit on the couch to rest. I open a book and read in silence. Later, I write in my journal. At 2 p.m., I begin my work. My laptop is on the desk. A pen is in the drawer. I place my notes on the notebook. This kind of repetition creates comfort with structure and vocabulary. It helps the mind feel safe inside new language. Let's shift now into light question and answer practice. I'll ask gentle, familiar questions, and you repeat the full answers after me. Where do you keep your headphones? I keep my headphones in the drawer. Where's your laptop right now? It's on my desk. What time is your class? It's at 3 p.m. Where is your cat sleeping? She's on the windowsill. Where are your shoes? They're in the hallway. Where's your best friend? He's at the cafe. Where's the meeting? It's at the library. Where do you write your ideas? I write them in my journal. These questions may seem simple, but speaking the answers out loud, again and again, creates strong, flexible English thinking. Now let's build small creative stories using daily experiences. This method helps bring structure and vocabulary into emotional memory. Repeat this short story with me, sentence by sentence, and imagine it happening in real time. This morning, I woke up at 7 a.m. I stepped into the kitchen and made tea. I placed my cup on the windowsill and looked outside. The trees were moving in the wind. I sat on the chair with my notebook in my lap. I wrote 3 lines about how I was feeling. Later, I walked to the bookstore. There were new books on the display table. I found a novel and read the first page. At noon, I met a friend at the cafe. We sat on the balcony and talked in the sunlight. These are moments you might live through any day, and now they are moments you can speak about in English. Repeat after me, one phrase at a time. She's in love. He's on edge today. I feel at peace. They're in a rush. It's on my mind. I'm at a loss for words. Each of these phrases paints a feeling with location. That's what prepositions do. They give shape to even the invisible things. Let's now describe a common day using all 3 prepositions naturally in flow. Repeat gently after each sentence. I wake up at 6 a.m. I stretch on my mat. I breathe in the morning air. My coffee is on the counter. My thoughts are in the present moment. At 7, I go outside for a walk. Birds are singing in the trees. People are jogging on the path. I stop at the corner and cross the street. Later, I sit in a cafe with a notebook on the table. At noon, I head home and rest in my room. My phone is on silent and my mind is at ease. These are more than just sentences. They are invitations to slow down, speak softly, and connect with yourself through language. Let's now move into a short dialogue between 2 friends. I'll say both sides. Repeat each one after me with a slow, natural tone. Are you at home now? Yes, I'm in the living room. Is your laptop on the table? No, it's in my bag. What time is your meeting? It's at 4 o'clock. Where's your water bottle? It's on the kitchen counter. And your notebook? It's in the drawer. Okay, I'll meet you at the park in 30 minutes. Great. I'll be sitting on the bench near the fountain. These little conversations are perfect for shadowing practice. You can feel the language flow as a natural conversation. Let's build your own version now. Try this pattern. Start with, right now I'm at, then say, my phone is on, my notebook is in. Think about your actual space. Don't make it complex. Keep it real and relaxed. This kind of personal fluency helps you think in English. Try to speak it out loud or whisper it softly to yourself. Now let's return to our quiet rhythm and repeat some reflective thoughts that include prepositions. These lines help with both confidence and grammar. Repeat each one slowly and meaningfully. I am in control of my journey. My focus is on my growth. I stay at peace with my progress. I am in the moment. I keep my energy on my goals. I arrive at understanding with time. I believe in my voice. I trust in my efforts. I live on purpose. These affirmations bring together emotional strength and language rhythm. Let's now go into another little moment in daily life. Picture this. You're in a bookstore, walking between shelves. You pick up a book and read the title on the cover. You sit at a small table and begin to read. Let's speak this scene together, slowly. I walk in the bookstore. There are many books on the shelves. I pick up a novel with a beautiful cover. The title is printed on the front in gold. I sit at a small table near the window. I read in silence. My phone is in my pocket. Time passes quietly. I feel calm, at peace, and focused. These slow moments build strong fluency because they connect real places and real actions to clear words. Now let's do a small exercise to test your ear. I'll say a sentence with a blank, and you think about which preposition fits, in, on, or at. Then I'll say the full sentence and you repeat it. The keys are yamanik, the kitchen table. Did you choose on? That's right. The keys are on the kitchen table. Say it slowly with me. She's sitting kwachki at the front desk. That's at. She's sitting at the front desk. Repeat it now. There's a gift sing the box. That's in. There's a gift in the box. Nicely done. Let's do a few more justs. Like that. I left my phone shakes the bed. On the bed, I keep my goals in focus. My dreams are on paper. I stay at peace with myself. My ideas live in my mind. My actions are on the right path. I arrive at each step with care. My words are in rhythm. My growth is on track. I stand at the center of my progress. These are not just sentences for grammar, they are tools for self-reflection in English. Now imagine this conversation between two friends. I'll say each line and you repeat it after me. Are you at home now? Yes, I'm in my room. Is your laptop on the desk? Yes, and my notebook is in the drawer. Where's your phone? It's on the bed. And your keys? They're in my bag. Great. Let's meet at the cafe in an hour. Sure, I'll be there at 5. You see how natural these little conversations are? They happen every day. Practicing them makes your real English life much easier. Let's do a time-based routine together, this time focusing on clear daily tasks. Repeat slowly and try to imagine each part of the day. At 6 a.m., I wake up. I stretch on my mat. I drink water in the kitchen. At 6:30, I write in my journal. I place my cup on the windowsill. At 7, I go for a walk in the park. I sit on a bench and breathe. At 8, I return home and eat breakfast at the table. My book is in my bag. My bag is on the chair. At 9, I begin my work. Use this pattern to write your own day in English. This is your practice, your story, your rhythm. Let's pause for a few slow, mindful lines to repeat together. I am learning with each breath. I practice English with intention. I find meaning in the small details. I focus on steady progress. My mind is clear and calm. I place my attention on the moment. I show up at every practice with care. You are doing beautiful work by being present in your learning. Nung. Let's now review everything using visual language in everyday life. Think about what you see around you and speak it gently out loud. There is a candle on the table. A plant is in the corner of the room. A clock is on the wall. I see a shadow in the hallway. The shoes are on the rug. A cup is at the edge of the sink. There's a painting on the wall. My phone is in my pocket. The cat is at the door. These are ordinary details, but when spoken with awareness, they become powerful training tools. You're not just learning English grammar, you're building a calm, expressive English voice. Word by word, phrase by phrase, breath by breath. Let's begin again with a soft setting to calm the mind. Imagine it's early evening. The lights in your home are low. You've made a cup of tea and placed it on the small table beside you. You are sitting quietly in your favorite chair, wrapped in a warm blanket. Everything feels still. Now let's describe this moment with gentle, fluent English. I'm sitting in my favorite chair. There's a warm blanket on my lap. A cup of tea is on the table next to me. Soft light is glowing in the room. Outside the window, I see stars in the sky. The clock on the wall says it's 8 p.m. I feel at peace. This kind of simple description trains your voice to reflect calm and clarity. Practice saying it slowly again, one sentence at a time. Now let's go into your thoughts. You can describe emotions and ideas using prepositions too. We often say things like, in love, on my mind, at peace, in a rush, on edge, or at a loss. These are emotional states expressed through space. It may sound poetic, but it's part of daily spoken English. At noon, I sit and write in my notebook. Try it yourself now. And when you finish, say it again, slowly, as if you're telling a story to a close friend. This is how you become fluent, not just with knowledge, but with presence. You're doing wonderfully so far. You're not just learning English, you're living it, word by word, in your own voice. Let's begin this part with a quiet moment. Imagine you're sitting at your favorite cafe. There's a warm drink in your hands, a book on the table. People are talking softly around you, and music plays in the background. You are not in a rush. You are just present. Let's speak through this moment in English, using our prepositions clearly and calmly. I'm sitting at the cafe. There's coffee in my cup. My phone is on the table. A book is in my hands. I hear music in the background. I look at the window and see people walking by. I write a note in my journal. My thoughts are on peace and quiet. This is how English comes alive, by describing the moments you already understand with your heart. Now imagine it's evening, and you're walking home slowly. There's a soft breeze in the air. Lights are on in the windows. The moon is in the sky. You stop at the corner and wait at the light. Let's speak this scene out loud, phrase by phrase. There is a breeze in the air. The moon is shining in the sky. I stop at the traffic light. A cat is sitting on the fence. I hear voices in the distance. The sound of music is coming from a house. I see someone at the window reading a book. These quiet images bring emotion into your English. You can practice shadowing them daily to train your voice and heart together. Let's now return to gentle questions and answers. You can use these to review, reflect, and respond. Repeat both parts softly. Where is the gift? It's in the box. Where is the photo? It's on the wall. Where is your mind right now? It's at peace. Where's the meeting? It's at the library. Where are your thoughts? They're in the present moment. Where is your attention? It's on my English practice. This kind of repetition, with emotional awareness, creates language that stays with you. Let's now build short, calm stories together. I'll begin a small story, and you can follow along, repeating slowly with me. In the early morning, I sit in the kitchen. I place my notebook on the table. There is sunlight in the room. At 7:30, I write a few sentences. Birds are singing in the garden. I place my tea on the windowsill. Later, I go out and walk in the park. I sit on a bench near the lake. At noon, I stop at a cafe for lunch. I write a few lines in my journal. Then I walk home, feeling calm and refreshed. Now, let's go even deeper into your own world. Describe a real place you love, your room, a coffee shop, your garden, a place you visit often. Speak it aloud using the prepositions in, on, and at as naturally as possible. You can start like this. In my room, there is a desk in the corner. A small lamp is on the shelf. Books are stacked on the desk. There's a window that looks out at the street. I keep my journal in the drawer. At night, I sit at the desk and write. You can change the objects, the times, the spaces. Just keep your sentences simple, real, and soft. This is how you build calm confidence. Now, let's shift into repetition practice. I'll say a series of soft affirmations, each using our target prepositions, and you repeat them slowly after me. Let the meaning flow through you like a river. Let's say this again together, slowly, with pauses after each sentence. Let the images build as you speak. I wake up at 7 a.m. I sit on my bed for a few minutes. I think about the day in silence. Then I go into the kitchen and make tea. I place my cup on the counter. My phone is in my bag. I begin working at my desk. There are books on the shelf. Notes are in my journal. I eat lunch in the garden. I relax on the sofa. I watch the news on TV. At night, I lie in bed. I listen to soft music. You're creating fluency that is tied to imagery. That's how deep, lasting fluency grows. Now, let's talk about locations in your home. We use in for enclosed areas, on for surfaces, and at for more general locations or points. I'll say a sentence. You repeat it slowly and try to picture it clearly. There are clothes in the closet. The lamp is on the table. He is at the front door. The remote is on the couch. There's a cat in the box. I'm sitting at the kitchen island. The umbrella is in the hallway. My shoes are on the rug. She's waiting at the gate. These types of phrases come up naturally in conversations about your home or daily life. Let's now create a calm imaginary day together. Repeat slowly and feel the softness in your tone. In the morning, I make breakfast in the kitchen. I read a book on the balcony. I sit at the small wooden table with my tea. There's a light breeze in the air. Birds are singing in the trees. At noon, I stretch on my yoga mat. I keep my phone on silent. I write my thoughts in my journal. At 2 p.m., I take a walk in the park. At home, I rest on the couch. Dinner is ready at 7. I light a candle on the shelf. At night, I fall asleep in peace. This style of reflection is useful not only for language, but for focus, presence, and self-care. These quiet sentences give space for learning and healing together. Let's now return to the spoken rhythm of everyday questions with a bit more emotion and variety. Repeat both the question and the answer softly. Where are the children? They're playing in the garden. Where is your wallet? It's on the dresser. Where is the teacher? She's at the front of the class. Where is the mail? It's in the mailbox. Where is your heart right now? It's in this moment. Where is your mind? It's on my English practice. Where is your focus? It's at the center of my learning. Let's go even deeper into the emotional practice with soft, confident affirmations using prepositions. Repeat slowly after each one and imagine the feeling they create inside you. I am in control of my learning. I keep my focus on my growth. I stay at peace during challenges. I place my goals on the wall to remind me. I write my dreams in my journal. I sit in silence and breathe. I stay on the path that feels right to me. I arrive at clarity with time. I stay in motion even when I rest. These are not just grammar exercises, they are soft life lessons delivered through English. And finally, let's begin preparing to use these in creative ways. Create your own 3-line story using all 3 prepositions. I'll give you a pattern and you fill in your own words. First line, in the morning, I. Second line, on the table, there is. Third line, at noon, I. Here's an example. In the morning, I open the window and feel the fresh air. On the table, there is a bowl of fruit. Where is your phone? It's on the bed. Where are your shoes? They're in the closet. Where is your friend? She's at the office. Where is your pen? It's on the table. Where's the letter? It's in the envelope. Where is the birthday party? It's at the restaurant. You can build your own mini QA with these ideas. It's a powerful way to review. Let's now move into a relaxing shadowing loop, using simple thoughts that reflect your life. Repeat each one slowly, one at a time. I'm in the living room. There's a book on the table. I'm reading at night. I sleep in my bedroom. There's a lamp on the shelf. I have my notebook in my bag. I study English at my own pace. I keep my focus on clear practice. I improve in silence. I learn with each breath. Let these words settle. Don't just say them. Feel them. Make them yours. Each sentence is like a small step forward. Each word is a little breath of confidence. Let's now use prepositions to speak about feelings and emotional states. English often uses in and at when talking about how we feel or what situation we are in emotionally. These aren't always physical locations, but they are mental, emotional, or social spaces. When you say, I'm in love, or she's in trouble, you're using in to describe being inside a certain condition. Just like a room, but with emotions instead. Let's say some of these together slowly. I'm in love. He's in trouble. They are in danger. We are in a difficult situation. She is in a bad mood. He's in a good mood today. These all show how we use in to express a state of being, and they are deeply common in spoken English. Now think about using at with emotional control or balance. For example, she is at peace. He is at war with himself. They are at ease. I feel at home here. These are not just poetic, they're everyday phrases for describing how we feel in a space or moment. Let's say them together gently. She is at peace. He is at ease now. I feel at home. They are at war. We are at a crossroads. Each phrase gives you a strong emotional picture, with the preposition helping to paint that picture clearly. Now, let's play with some short questions and answers that use prepositions and help you build thinking speed and fluency. I'll ask a question, then give the answer. You repeat both. Try to really hear the preposition in each phrase. Where is your coffee? It's on the table. Where is your notebook? It's in my backpack. Where is the meeting? It's at the office. Where is your friend? He's in the kitchen. Where's the pen? It's on the floor. Where is the doctor? She's at the clinic. Keep repeating this kind of exercise. It's simple, but extremely powerful. Let's go deeper into describing our routines now, using all three prepositions together. When we talk about routines, it helps your brain learn how native speakers flow from one thought to the next. Repeat after me and feel the flow. I wake up at 7 a.m. I sit on my bed for a few minutes. I think about the day in silence. Then I go into the kitchen and make tea. I place my cup on the counter. My phone is in my bag, so I leave it alone. At 8 o'clock, I begin working at my desk. There are books on the shelf and notes in my journal. At noon, I take a break and eat lunch in the garden. Later, I relax on the sofa and watch the news on TV. At night, I lie in bed and listen to soft music. And choose your emotional state. Try these out loud if you can. You'll begin building personal fluency, not just grammar knowledge. Now imagine you are outside, walking in the park. The birds are singing in the trees. A couple is sitting on a bench. A child is playing at the playground. Listen again. Birds in the trees. Sitting on a bench. Playing at the playground. Let's shadow those together. I see birds in the trees. A couple is sitting on the bench. A child is playing at the playground. Feel how you're describing the world around you, one simple sentence at a time. Now let's use this setting to ask and answer questions. I'll say both parts slowly, and you repeat them with me. Where is the dog? It's in the grass. Where are the books? They're on the bench. Where are the kids? They're at the playground. Good. You can even use these in your own small conversations or when describing what you see around you during a walk. Let's now talk about transportation, a daily area where prepositions are used constantly. We usually say in the car, on the bus, on the train, on the plane, and at the station, at the airport, or at the stop. These are good to memorize because they are set expressions. Repeat with me slowly. I'm in the car. She's on the bus. He's on the train. We're on the plane. They're at the airport. He's waiting at the bus stop. She arrived at the station. Let's now put this into a full story, step by step. At 7 a.m., I got in the car. I drove to the station. At the station, I waited for the train. I got on the train and found a seat. During the ride, I read the news on my phone. At 8:30, I arrived at the city center. I met my friend at the coffee shop. We sat on the terrace and drank coffee. Later, we walked in the park and sang. I'd had a great talk. Now repeat this entire story with me slowly. Don't rush, just feel the natural rhythm of each moment. At 7 a.m., I got in the car. I drove to the station. At the station, I waited for the train. I got on the train and found a seat. During the ride, I read the news on my phone. At 8:30, I arrived at the city center. I met my friend at the coffee shop. We sat on the terrace and drank coffee. Later, we walked in the park and had a great talk. This kind of practice, using full stories, trains your mind to hear and feel prepositions in real life. Let's try a new example. Think about going to work or school. You might say, "I'm at work right now. I left my notes on the desk. My lunch is in the fridge. There's a meeting at 3 p.m. The paper is on the printer." Let's say these together and build a workplace routine. I arrive at work at 9 a.m. I sit at my desk. I check emails on my laptop. I write notes in my notebook. I eat lunch at noon. I keep my water bottle on the table. I leave work at 5 p.m. Try to create your own version next. Talk about your real or imagined workday using this structure. Let's pause and reflect with some soft phrases to help you breathe and remember. I use English in my daily life. I focus on small, clear sentences. I improve at my own pace. I feel more confident every day. I believe in my learning journey. You're doing a beautiful job so far. Now, let's return to practice through questions and answers. I'll ask the question and give the answer. You repeat both. They're at the library studying. We're at the airport waiting for our flight. He's at the hospital visiting a friend. These are all scenes from daily life. Practice saying them with feeling. Now let's combine in, on, and at in a single paragraph and practice fluency together. In the morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. and check my phone on the table. I eat breakfast in the kitchen, then read news on my phone. At 8 a.m., I leave for work. At work, I sit at my desk and answer emails. At noon, I eat lunch on the balcony. In the evening, I relax in the living room and watch a show on TV. At night, I go to bed at 10. Let's try it again, but slower, with you repeating after each line. In the morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. I check my phone on the table. I eat breakfast in the kitchen. I read the news on my phone. At 8 a.m., I leave for work. At work, I sit at my desk. I answer emails in the office. At noon, I eat lunch on the balcony. In the evening, I relax in the living room. I watch a show on TV. At night, I go to bed at 10. Beautiful rhythm. You're building fluency one step at a time. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine your perfect day. Where are you? What time is it? What are you doing? Start your thought with "in the morning" and just let the sentence form. Speak softly, clearly, and try to use in, on, and at as you go. This is your chance to create English from your life, and that's where real fluency grows. Take a breath with me. Repeat this softly. I can speak English clearly. I understand how to use in, on, and at. I learn through practice. I grow with time. I am becoming fluent, slowly and surely. Very good. You're doing something powerful for your mind, your skills, and your future. Let's take everything we've learned so far and begin weaving it into deeper conversations, daily moments, and more thoughtful expressions. You already know how in, on, and at work on their own. Now, we'll focus on how they work together. naturally in everyday speech. This is where your true fluency begins to take shape, not through memorizing rules, but through experience, rhythm, and practice. Imagine this scene. It's a quiet Sunday morning. You are sitting in your room with a warm cup of tea on the table. You look at the clock. It's exactly 9 a.m. The sun is shining through the window and you feel at peace. Listen to that scene again and notice the prepositions. Sitting in your room. A cup of tea on the table. Look at the clock. It's 9 a.m. Sunshine in the room. Feeling at peace. These simple moments are filled with beautiful preposition use. This is how native speakers speak, without thinking, but always choosing the correct one because the feeling fits. Let's do a slow shadowing walkthrough of this scene. Repeat after each sentence and feel the emotion behind the words. I am sitting in my room. There is a warm cup of tea on the table. I look at the clock. It's 9 a.m. Sunlight is shining in the room. I feel at peace. Let's say it all again, slowly and naturally. Let the words feel soft and familiar in your mouth. Now, let's create your own version. Start your thought like this. Right now, I'm sitting in. Complete it with your real location. Then say, there is something on. Use a real object near you. Then, I looked at, and complete it with a time, a thing, or a direction. You can say, I feel at. These are very common expressions, and we use them all the time when we talk about where someone is right now. Let's build a little story with them. Repeat each sentence with me. In the morning, I am at home. At 9 a.m., I am at work. At noon, I'm at the cafe for lunch. In the evening, I'm at the gym. At night, I relax at home. This kind of storytelling trains your fluency and rhythm. You can create your own version after the video and shadow it again and again. Now let's talk about time. At is used for very specific times, not months, not days, but exact moments on the clock. Say this with me. The class starts at 9 o'clock. He arrives at 5 p.m. We'll meet at noon. The movie begins at 8. You see how precise these are. That's the special feel of at. It gives you a sharp, clear point. Let's now do some rhythm practice with time. Repeat slowly and clearly after me. I wake up at 6 a.m. The train leaves at 7:30. Dinner is at 6 p.m. The meeting is at noon. She called me at midnight. Keep your voice soft and calm. Let it flow naturally. Let's go into a small conversation now. Repeat both parts with me and imagine this situation. Hey, where's John? He's at the office. What time is the meeting? It's at 2 p.m. Where are we having lunch? At the cafe next to the station. You see how at works for both time and location here. That's why this preposition is so important. Now, let's go deeper into some abstract uses of at. We use it with events and activities. For example, at a party, at a concert, at a wedding, at a meeting. These are not just places, they are happenings. Repeat with me. I met her at a party. They danced at the wedding. He spoke at the conference. She laughed at the comedy show. These help you sound more natural and fluent when you do. Ascribe real-life moments. Let's practice at for specific addresses. We say things like, she lives at 55 Main Street. The restaurant is at 22 King Avenue. When you give an address, at is the right preposition. Let's say it again slowly. She lives at 55 Main Street. The meeting is at 12 Oak Lane. You may not say this every day, but it's good to know when giving directions or sharing your location. Now let's test your understanding with some spoken practice. I'll say a sentence with a blank. Try to guess if it's in, on, or at. Then I'll say the full version. Let's go. He's waiting at the door. What do you think? Yes, at. He's waiting at the door. Let's say it together. He's waiting at the door. Next, the appointment is 4 o'clock. That's right. At, again. The appointment is at 4 o'clock. Nice work. How about this one? I met her at the wedding. Yes, at the wedding. Perfect. Let's move into expressions and idioms that use at. There are many, and they're often emotional or descriptive. We say at risk, at peace, at war, at ease, at work, at school, at rest. Let's say these together and feel the tone behind them. She is at peace. He is at risk. The country is at war. I feel at ease with you. He is at work. She is at school. The baby is at rest. These expressions add mood and emotion to your sentences, so practicing them helps you speak with more feeling and confidence. Let's shadow some daily thoughts now. Slowly and calmly, repeat after me. I'm at home, relaxing. She's at the store, buying groceries. The remote is on the couch. Did you say on? Yes. The remote is on the couch. Repeat with me. The remote is on the couch. Next, he's talking on the phone. Yes, again, on. He's talking on the phone. Very natural. One more. They go hiking on Sundays. That's right, on Sundays. They go hiking on Sundays. Great job. Let's now mix both in and on in a few phrases for better understanding. Repeat slowly and carefully. The apples are in the bag, and the bag is on the table. The documents are in the folder, and the folder is on my desk. The clothes are in the suitcase, and the suitcase is on the bed. These sentences help you see how in and on can work together in daily speech. Let's go deeper into lifestyle expressions. We say things like on a diet, on break, on the news, on fire, on the way, and on purpose. These are not literal, but very commonly used idioms. Try these with me now. She is on a diet. The student is on break. I heard it on the news. The building is on fire. He is on the way. She did it on purpose. These are fixed phrases. The preposition on is always used with them, so learning them as chunks is helpful. Shadowing helps you remember these naturally. Let's go one more time. She is on a diet. The student is on break. The building is on fire. He is on the way. She did it on purpose. Great job. You're building a strong, natural feel for English. Now let's create your own story using on. You can start like this. On Saturday morning, I had coffee on the balcony. Then I watched a movie on TV. I made notes on my phone. Later, I talked to my friend on the phone. And finally, I slept on the couch. Can you try creating your own? Use your real weekend experience or imagine a relaxing day. Think about where things we replaced, what you did, and when. You'll get more fluent when your language is connected to your real life. Let's end this section with some soft reflection. Repeat this with me. I am getting better every day. Again. I am getting better every day. I learn English in small steps, on my own time. I am growing confident in my speaking. You're doing well. Keep breathing, keep shadowing, and trust your process. Now that we've explored in and on, let's gently move to the third preposition in our focus today, at. This preposition is often used when we want to describe a very specific point or location. It's not about being inside something, and it's not about being on a surface. It's more about a point in space or time, something very exact. Let's feel that through some simple examples. Repeat after me. She is at the door. Again. She is at the door. Let's do one more. He is at the bus stop. These sentences describe very specific locations. The door is not a room, it's a point where you stand. A bus stop is not a large place. It's a small point where people gather. This is the kind of situation where at is used most naturally. Let's say some more examples together. He is at the station. They are at the cafe. We met at the library. She waited at the corner. Do you notice the pattern? The place is specific. It's not general or wide like in the city or on the street. It's a point, and that's where at feels right. Let's try a few about home. Say these with me slowly. I'm at home. She's at work. They're at school. He's at the gym. Let's begin with some simple visual examples. Repeat after me. The book is on the desk. Again, the book is on the desk. Try this. My shoes are on the floor. One more. The keys are on the counter. These are things we see every day. Saying them helps your mouth and brain get used to natural English. Let's go a little further. On is also used with time, but differently from in. We use on with specific days and dates. For example, on Monday, on my birthday, on December 5th. Say these slowly with me. I have a meeting on Monday. We will travel on Friday. Her birthday is on July 10th. One more time. Her birthday is on July 10th. These phrases are very useful for daily conversations. Let's do a small spoken routine using on. Repeat after me. I go to the gym on Mondays. I have English class on Tuesdays. We meet friends on Saturdays. I relax at home on Sundays. Very good. You can build your own schedule using this pattern. What do you usually do on Monday? Try saying, on Monday, and complete the sentence. Do the same for other days of the week. Now let's use on for places. Not everything is physical. Sometimes on is used in expressions like on the bus, on the phone, or on the internet. These are common in spoken English. Let's try them now. I am on the bus. She's on the train. He's on the phone. They're on the internet. One more. I saw it on TV. These are special expressions in English that may not make sense if you think too literally, but they are used all the time. Let's practice a mini dialogue. Listen and repeat. Where is Sarah? She's on the phone. Where's the file? It's on your laptop. Where's the news? It's on the website. Good job. These examples help you respond more quickly in real life. Let's now go into a few more useful phrases with on in daily life. Repeat these after me slowly. I wrote the note on a piece of paper. He put his glasses on the shelf. The picture is hanging on the wall. The food is on the plate. My coffee is on the table. These describe where objects are placed. Very simple and visual. But on can also be more abstract. For example, we say, on a team, on a list, on vacation, on duty, and on time. Let's try some of these together. She is on the soccer team. His name is on the list. I am on vacation this week. The doctor is on duty. The train was on time. These types of phrases are often used at work, in school, or in travel. So the more you practice them, the easier your conversations will become. Now, let's do a pronunciation rhythm practice. Repeat after me, one at a time. On Monday, I start early. On the table, there is a book. On TV, I saw a new show. On the list, my name is first. On the train, I listen to music. On Sunday, we eat dinner together. Try to say them slowly and clearly. Don't worry about speed. Focus on feeling the flow of English. Let's try a little exercise now. I'll say a sentence with a missing word, and you guess the preposition. Then I'll give you the answer. Where is my book? It's in your backpack. Where are the snacks? They're in the kitchen cupboard. Where is Mom? She's in the garden. These small conversations will help your listening, speaking, and thinking skills work together naturally. Now, let's play a little word game. I will say a short sentence with a missing preposition, and you try to guess if it should be in, on, or at. Then I'll give you the answer, and we'll repeat it together. Ready? I left my umbrella in the car. What do you think? Yes, the correct answer is in. I left my umbrella in the car. Let's say it slowly. I left my umbrella in the car. Next one. We arrived the morning. Did you say in? That's correct. We arrived in the morning. Let's say it together. We arrived in the morning. One more. She lives in a big city. Yes, in. She lives in a big city. Nicely done. Let's go a little deeper. In is also used for emotions, conditions, and situations. For example, you can say, he is in trouble. She is in love. They are in danger. Repeat these with me slowly. He is in trouble. She is in love. They are in danger. These expressions might seem different from physical location, but they share the idea of being inside something, like inside a state or condition. More examples? Sure. He is in a bad mood. She is in a good mood. I'm in pain. They are in a hurry. Repeat after me and notice the feeling behind each phrase. I'm in pain. I'm in a hurry. I'm in a meeting. I'm in a good mood today. You can start using these phrases in your conversations, and your speech will sound more natural, more fluent. Let's go back and build a few complete thoughts about your day using in. In the morning, I go for a walk. In the afternoon, I read a book. In the evening, I watch TV. In the night, I sleep peacefully. You can now build your own schedule. Try saying this. In the morning, I, and complete it with your real routine. Then, in the afternoon, I, and so on. Try it now in your head, or say it out loud. Practice is the key to confidence. Use in your journaling, your speaking, and your thinking. Talk to yourself if you want. You can say, right now, I'm in my room. I'm in a good mood. I'm in the middle of learning English. These thoughts become your training tools. Use them again and again. Let's take a small breath. Relax your shoulders. Gently repeat with me, I am in control of my English. Again, I am in control of my English. Very good. You are doing well. Now that we've spent time understanding how in works, let's gently move to another preposition. On. This little word is also very common and important in everyday English. While in is used for something enclosed or inside, on is used when something is touching or resting on a surface. Think of your phone lying on the table. We say, the phone is on the table. It is not inside the table. It's resting on top of it. I sit at my desk each day to grow. There is sunlight on my skin. There is stillness in my mind. These are not only language exercises, they are expressions of your life, shaped in the language you are mastering. Let's now do one last gentle back and forth. I will ask questions, and you repeat the answers softly. This helps your speaking become automatic, fluent, and warm. Where is your water bottle? It's on the table. Where are your notes? They're in my backpack. What time is your meeting? It's at 3 p.m. Where's the remote control? It's on the couch. Where's your scarf? It's in the closet. Where are you now? I'm at home. Where's the party? It's at Sarah's house. Where's the news article? It's on the website. Where do you feel most relaxed? In my room. These mini dialogues are simple, but they shape your ability to speak smoothly in daily life, and they build a strong foundation of trust in your voice. Now let's do one final reflection, one that helps you hold on to what you've learned. Let's describe a moment of stillness using all three prepositions. Repeat with me. I'm sitting at the edge of my bed. There's a pillow on the chair beside me. A candle burns quietly on the shelf. The light in the room is soft. My notebook is in my hands. I think about my journey in English. Each step is on the path. Each breath is at the center of my progress. I am in control of my rhythm. I speak in full thoughts now. I trust in my daily practice. I am exactly where I need to be. These are the final steps of this journey. But remember, fluency is not a destination. It is a way of walking. It is a way of noticing the world around you, of describing it with gentle confidence, and of feeling the language flow through your voice like a slow river. So take this practice with you. Use it when you cook, when you walk, when you sit in silence. Look around and say, "That is in the bag. This is on the floor. I am at peace." Speak softly, often, and without fear. Let your English be slow, clear, and kind, just like your thoughts. And before we end, let's repeat a final set of soft affirmations, breathing in each one as you speak it. I speak with patience. I learn with care. I trust in progress. My voice is growing stronger. I am enough. I am learning. I am fluent, moment by moment. Thank you for spending this time practicing with me today. You've done something powerful, something quiet and lasting. Keep going, keep speaking, and always remember, you're not learning English alone. You're walking with your voice, your heart, and your beautiful story.